puppy. Got something for you.
The very first mini-boss in COD Zombies, the Hell Hounds. At least, at the time when I was a kid playing Shinonuma for the first time, I had easily considered Hell Hounds to be the first curveball in difficulty we've received in the mode. And it wasn't just difficulty they brought, but it was also the feeling of dread. To hear this eerie tune and fog overtaking your screen and realize that you have a terrible weapon or lack of perks, which could lead you to your death. You see, Hellhounds weren't there just to give you a hard time, but they served as a friendly reminder that if you hadn't bought any perks or received any good weapons, well, you should have. But throughout the course of Zombies history, Hellhounds have been turned into a joke, and the changes Treyarch had made to them never made any sense to me. But before we get into the video, I want you to remember the friendly reminder that Hellhounds represented: preparation. If you weren't well prepared for the Hounds, then your time with them could possibly be your end. So in this video, let's discuss the history of Hellhounds and the many changes they've endured, and if some of them were either good or disgraceful. So without further ado, let's get it on. It's crazy how on Treyarch's first attempt at the Hounds was their best iteration of them, and it's not even a competition between the other versions either. Besides the zombies themselves, the World at War Hellhounds are the best enemy in Zombies history. Now hold that thought before you say something rash in the comment section. I understand that there has been a ton of enemies that we've seen throughout the history of Zombies. I'd say that the Marguas from Shadows, the Werewolf on Dead of the Night, and George Romero from Call of the Dead are all heavy contenders on making first place. But for me, I just think that these Hounds bring out the little kid in me, and they also bring a fun and not too overbearing difficulty to the player. Now let's unpause the video and let me further explain my reasonings. The amount of fear and dread they brought every time they came onto your screen is something that no other enemy has ever done. And why is that? What did the World at War Hellhounds have that any other special or elite enemy didn't? And it was only two things: the player's health and World at War's weapon arsenal. Back in World at War, the player can only get hit 2 times by a zombie without Jug before they die, but with the Hellhounds, the player can get hit 3 times by them before they die. But a massive difference between the zombies and the Hounds was their speed in which they ran. You as the player will always be faster than the zombies, even at walking speed. But with the Hounds, even at sprinting speed, you aren't beating them to the finish line. No. If you decide to try to run away from them, you will die. That's why in the beginning of this video, I had made mention that preparations needed to be made before the Hellhounds had spawned in. Which leads to the next point as to why I think the World at War Hellhounds are the best. It's because of the weapons that are in this game. There are a decent amount of bad guns in this game, but some of the guns that are good, like the LMGs, have an extremely long reload animation that can again be a cause to your death. And the amount of health these dogs had were low-key kinda insane. And I also think that the 2 maps that the Hellhounds were on, being Shinonuma and Durice, gives the player 2 totally different challenges to overcome that utilizes the same enemy. What I mean by that is the challenge that the 2 maps introduced, like Shinonuma with the random perk locations and Durice with no longer only spawning in 24 zombies per round, the Hellhounds play a vital role on each of these maps' difficulties in 2 separate ways. On Shinonuma, your first instinct is to get a decent gun and quickly find out where Jug is. But without a decent gun or having bad luck finding Jug, the dog round will suck ass. Even on later rounds, if you don't have a decent gun like the Wonder Waff, you're kinda screwed. Now moving on to Durice, with not only dog rounds returning, but they now spawn in with the zombies. This now adds so much more chaos due to, again, the dogs being much faster than the player. This can cause your focus to be more towards the dogs rather than your horde of zombies, which could lead to an accidental death. And this is why I love the World at War Hellhounds, and why I put them above so many enemies we've seen throughout the years of Zombies. They not only added difficulty, but they made me feel something. Whether it was the sounds they made or how fast and vicious they were easily one of the best parts about World at War Zombies. So let's see how they've been treated throughout the years. On Black Ops 1, they make their return on Kino der Toten, Moon, and the remastered versions of Shinonuma and Durice. And they're pretty much a carbon copy of World at Wars, but the only major difference is the guns between the two games. On the first round of Hell Hounds, if you had the Olympia, you could easily just one-shot each dog with ease, which kind of takes away any form of fear or preparations to be made, but that's honestly just me splitting hairs at this point. But they are a lot easier to take care of due to the game's arsenal. But overall, they're still a great enemy and can cause a challenge on Derice and on No Man's Land on Moon. Now moving on to Black Ops 2, they were only on Mob of the Dead, but they were just stuck on the wall. Nothing really to go off of there. But here's where Hell Hounds as a whole was completely and utterly ruined. Black Ops 3 had ruined Hell Hounds and what they had stood for, and here's why. The early rounds on World at War and Black Ops 2 were difficult, strategies needed to be made, skill was something that was also needed. And when dog rounds had showed up on those early rounds, you were at your most vulnerable. But once you completed the dog rounds, you felt kinda accomplished. Now you can move on and prep some more, get some more perks, get better guns until the next time the dogs show up. But on Black Ops 3, if you had completed every main quest on each map, you will start off with 88 bullets to your starting pistol and a free RK5. And each of these pistols are viable options when taking out the Hell Hounds when they're first introduced to your game. Your starting pistol. What? Yeah. The amount of health the Hell Hounds used to have has now been cut way down, making almost every weapon in this game a viable option for taking out the Hounds. This to me was a punch to the gut and a spit to the face, because now all the Hell Hounds stand for is nothing more than an annoyance. 1 to 2 bullets is all that it takes to kill a Hell Hound, and their hitbox is also just so hard to miss when they're in your crowd of zombies. And when it comes to max ammo rounds, they're now considered free rounds because they offer a little challenge, but it feels more like a round where you can just breathe. You're not being chased by a bunch of zombies anymore, just dogs that are very easy to take care of. And from here on out, the Hell Hounds don't get any better. On Black Ops 4, they returned on 4 of the 8 maps in this game, but I guess they're done slightly better compared to Black Ops 3, and the only reason being is the player's health. You will always go down in just 4 hits, and the Hell Hounds can pin you down with 5. The reason why I think these versions of Hell Hounds work better on Black Ops 4 is the fact that the Hounds are always going to be faster than the player. So taking care of these guys is a bit more important this time around. But still, they die in just 1 to 2 bullets. They are neither something to be feared or hard to deal with. Now, the next time we see the Hell Hounds is in Cold War, but again, the same issues I had on Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4's version of the Hounds are in this game, but so much worse. And it's not the acid pools that the acid hounds produce, that I'm cool with, but it's the amount of health you now have. The hounds still die relatively fast, but they are no threat to the player whatsoever. With a full set of armor with Jug, you can take about 14 to 15 hits before you go down. But with the dogs, it's more like 20. I don't know about you guys, but that just screams worthless to me. They don't serve as any form of challenge, nor do they make you feel uneasy in the slightest. They are just there to add more variety of stuff to shoot. And at the time I was playing Cold War, I had no more hope with the Hounds. I never thought they were going to be scary again. I never thought they would give you any sort of feeling or even a challenge and difficulty. But there may be hope for them yet, because we see them return on the new map Paradox Junction. And the one big change they made to them is the insane amount of hounds they spawn in. It is pure chaos when all you can see is green and constantly be taking tick damage from the random pools of acid that spawns in around the map. And you know what? I think they did a great job in adding a form of feeling when it comes to the acid round hounds. But is it enough to call it a comeback for the Hell Hounds? I'd say it's a start. They are still extremely easy to take care of, but this time around, you could be easily swarmed by them. And it could sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. But here's something that I would love to see. Here's what my iteration of the Hell Hounds would be in modern zombies. What I would love to see in a future installment is to reintroduce the Hell Hounds and to give them the same amount of health as the Doppelgas, but maybe take a third of its health off. They would of course spawn in groups of 3 on their rounds, and in a group of 2 on regular zombie rounds. And finally, I would make them deal more damage to the player. With the speed of the Hellhounds and the health of the Doppelgast, this would bring back the fear or the need to make certain preparations for when they come after you. It would also make max ammo rounds feel way more rewarding instead of making them feel like a free round. So, to wrap up the video, I feel like the start of the free rounds was Black Ops 3. Pretty much every modern map, including most of the maps on Black Ops 4, had very easy max ammo rounds. And I'm still questioning why we even have max ammo rounds in modern zombies, due to, I don't know, the ammo crates. But with what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, which was the value of preparation, none of that is here with most of these installments. Max ammo is a huge reward on the older titles due to the only other way of getting ammo for a specific gun is to trade it into the box and hopefully get it back ASAP. That's why on World at War and Black Ops 1, I feel the urgency on needing to prepare for the Hell Hounds because they not only offered a nice challenge, but they gave us one of the most valuable rewards in the game. So when they heavily reduced the amount of health the Hell Hounds had, the rounds felt more like a handout. And in which by doing so, also got rid of the need for preparations. And that is why I think that the Hellhounds from World at War Zombies is the best enemy we've seen in COD Zombies. Alright guys, that's the video. Let me know down below whether or not you guys think the Hellhounds are the best enemies we've seen on zombies. So this is the part of the video where I take a comment from my last video and talk about it right now. And to give you guys a little bit of context of what happened on my last video, I mentioned that having unique and balanced weapons in zombies is one of the most important things to get right in a zombies title. If you guys want to watch the full video, link will be the top right corner of your screen. So the comment of the day comes from Thunderstruck115. He says, a really important reason why we need bad guns is to make the mystery box a risk reward feature. The weapon sandbox is best when wall guns provide a decent option, but getting the best guns require you to use the mystery box while gauging the risk of getting a terrible weapon instead. I couldn't have said it any better. I couldn't have said it any better. Amen, brother. I will say that bad guns are almost as important as great guns, which is a really weird thing to say, but the value of bad guns is so bad that it can actually affect your gameplay and how you play. I can confidently say that there's only one bad gun in the mystery box on Black Ops 7. It's that laser rocket launcher. I don't understand it in the slightest, and it absolutely sucks. And when you get it, it's like, okay, there's 50 guns in the game. How is my luck that bad? So there's a hint of that on Black Ops 7, but like I mentioned in the video, if they had introduced a bunch of bad guns in the game as seasonal content, then that's a very, very bad look for the season as a whole. Overall, I really have nothing else to say on this comment. This guy just spit so much facts that I'm just here to shout it out at the end of the day. So thank you, Thunderstruck115, for coming around and leaving a comment. I appreciate you. So if you guys want to leave a comment down in the comment section to have a chance to be on my next video, I will not stop you. If you guys want to like the video, I will not stop you. If you guys want to subscribe, I will not stop you. And as always, if you guys want to spank my bills, hey, I will not stop you. Have a good one, guys. Take care. By the off chance that you're still here and you're wondering, Spanky, where's the Advanced Warfare dogs? No one plays that game. Good night.